Namaste, thank you for coming to Pure Bliss Akram. Today we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Robert Svoboda. Dr. Robert has an incredible biography among many other incredible projects. Dr. Robert was the first person to graduate from the true Ayurvedic college many decades ago.
In India.
In India, yes, in India. Fluently reading Sanskrit. And then practicing Ayurveda in India and following a great guru, Vimalananda. So my question would have really a competent answer. How would Ayurveda work for a modern Western person who goes to the doctor when they are sick, who are on diets that is really en vogue in this moment? How can they benefit from Ayurveda?
Well, you can benefit from Ayurveda if you want to be healthy. So simply having no current obvious disease, that's what modern medicine is interested in.
Yeah.
As a result of which, many conditions are suppressed until the person, for whatever reason, maybe they get too old or maybe there are too many conditions, until they can't be suppressed anymore, and then that's the end. In Ayurveda, we're more interested in trying to be healthy.
Wow, very important.
And being healthy, well, I think it's important.
I think it is important.
And being healthy means you have to pay attention to your own body. That means you can't outsource your attention to other people. You should go to the doctor when you have a serious problem, but you should even more be paying attention to what is going on with your body, pay attention to what you eat, and how you feel after you eat it. Pay attention to what you do and how you feel after you do it, because it's your experience of the things that you do that is going to...
Thank you.
Your experience of the things that, that you do that is going to determine the quality of life that you have. So that's what we're interested in Ayurveda, quality of life. And many people, maybe most people nowadays, what they're interested in is always being able to indulge themselves.
Yeah.
They like caffeine, they drink caffeine all the time. They like alcohol, they want to drink alcohol or cannabis or whatever it is. They want to stay up late, they don't want to get enough sleep. They want to do a lot of different things. And they want to be able to do this and not have any side effects. They want to be able to do it and not have to have any kind of result that is troublesome. And therefore they start taking all kinds of different medicines and doing all kinds of different things so that they can continue indulging themselves.
So as opposed to all of this, going through this closed circle, Ayurveda is teaching us the daily regimen, the Dinacharya, right? Wake up at the right time, eat the right amount at the right time, follow the seasons, and listen to your intuition, as opposed to indulge yourself, do whatever you want, do whatever the next VIP person is doing, follow that trend, and then crash and get sick.
And of course, the good food is tasty, and we should be able to eat rich, heavy food. The thing is that you can't do that all the time and be healthy. You can drink alcohol occasionally, but you can't drink alcohol every day and be healthy.
No.
So for each person has a certain amount and a certain frequency of all of these things they want to do that they can do without having major negative side effects. So you do require some discipline. You have to be able to say no what people don't pay attention to is that if they exerted the discipline and avoided certain things occasionally, then they would be less likely to become sick and have to avoid things for a much longer period of time.
Exactly.
So then we have to ask whether they're really serious about enjoying these things they claim they enjoy. Because if they were really serious, they would figure out how to consume them in such a way that they could consume them in an ongoing way and enjoy them regularly, just not all the time.
And this is exactly how it is over here. We are in this beautiful place in Vaidyagrama, in Panchakarma center in Tamil Nadu, about 45 minutes from Coimbatore. And in this program, we have simple diet, vegetarian, and then once a week, there's a chance for some of us to sneak and to have espresso in Coimbatore. And I have never realized I'm not a coffee addict, but this one espresso once a week, oh my God. It's just like all of my senses go up. This is what you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Glass of wine, sure, twice or once a week, and then you go, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
But if you do it every day, it's nothing special.
It's nothing special.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, and that applies to anything that you want to consume, anything that you want to, any action you want to perform. So, yes, if you stay up and dance until dawn once a month, nothing will happen. But if you do it every night,
Yeah.
your body is not going to like that.
Absolutely.
When you're young, you may not notice it, but there will come a point where you will very definitely.
Your knees and your hips.
Yes. That may be that. It may be because of staying up too late, your adrenals will wear out, or something will go wrong.
Yeah, hypothyroidism.
Yes, exactly.
The civilizational diseases.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and then from the practical questions, I know that there is this very old-fashioned Ayurveda that we are practicing here. This is by the books, original. Then there's a little bit different understanding in the West. And in the West, there's also this trend of following the local herbs, not going to the Indian thalyam and kashayam, but having local herb, which may be better prepare you for the challenges climate-wise and diet-wise than the Ayurvedic one. But the Ayurvedic ones sometimes are much more potent, right?
It's not that they're more potent, it's that, and of course some of them are more potent, but some herbs in other countries are very potent also. The thing is that because Ayurveda it's been thousands of years since people have been studying Ayurveda, and they have been able to study the qualities of the herbs and minerals and whatever products they're using. So they know what these things will do. If you have herbs from other countries, unless you study them carefully, you may not know whether they are hot or cold or heavy or light, or they will increase dryness or they will relieve dryness. So you can use any substance as long as you know what quality it is. One of my most respected teachers when I was studying in Pune was Vaidya B.P. Nanal. He was also the teacher of Dr. Vasant Lai.
Wow.
And Vaidya Nanal, back at that time, used to go to Munich, to teach at the Volksschule.
Oh.
And so they once said, Vaidya Nanal, Chyawanprash is made out of Amalaki, but we don't have Amalaki here. What could we use that would have a similar effect? So he tried some of those things, and he decided that in fact, for making a jam like Chyawanprash, in his opinion, the apricot was a good fruit to use.
Interesting.
And so once I heard that, I tried making some apricot prash myself.
And?
It was delicious.
Yeah.
I didn't get into, I'm not in the habit of doing it, but in fact it was Dr. Claudia and I who got together, and this was 20 years ago probably that we were experimenting. But it is good to use, and of course there's some herbs that from India that you will find in other countries. At least in Texas, where I'm from, we grow tens of thousands of acres of aloe vera. And aloe vera is very common here, and it does the same things here that it does over there.
In Mexico too.
Yes, in Mexico also. So it's less important. People here, especially in South India, they've been working with these same compounds and prescriptions for centuries. Yes. So they have good knowledge of what these things do. But if you pay attention to the qualities of different substances, you may well find things that will benefit you even if they are not conventionally used in the Ayurvedic pharmacy. It's been estimated that there are about 600 plants here in India that are part of conventional Ayurvedic medicine, but of course there are many more than 600 species here.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of like tribal people or people who are living out in some very rural area who may know the usage of some plants that other people don't know. And so that even here in India, there is always the chance that new plants may be discovered that will have potential benefits.
Yes, this is also incredible. It's not only the Ayurveda, but also the local ethnic communities. I was reading the other day about this herb, snake herb used by native tribes after you are bitten by snake. And it was integrated in Ayurveda and also in pharmacology, the allopathic pharmacology for hypertension.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
So this is it's just like walking a pharmacy. This region, yes, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, yes, incredible. So okay, we are in this beautiful place called Panchakarma, a Vaidiagram Center. Would you recommend that everyone does Panchakarma once a year, or you think it's too much?
I think that for some people, it might not be necessary. Certainly, until the pandemic, I was doing it once a year for 2 or 3 weeks, and I started when I was 32, maybe. So, I certainly have found it beneficial, but I have, over this past 40 years, I've traveled very extensively, so it's very beneficial for me. Yeah. I certainly think that, especially for people who may not, those people who follow the rules of the daily routine, the Dinacharya, and have a very balanced life and have very restricted diet And they, in the text, they say that such people are rejuvenated daily and may not require
Panchakarma.
Panchakarma
How many
treatment.
people do you know like this?
Well, I mean, in the past there were certainly more,
Yes,
but there are
but-
many less nowadays.
yes.
So I think that for the average person who is living an average life, and of course, more than 50% of the world's population is living in cities now. So
Yeah.
living in a city, you are automatically picking up more toxins than you would if you were in a rural area.
Yes.
And so for people who are living in cities, and that's why Ayurveda in the form that it has been practiced for the past 2,000, 2,500 years, that's why it has been in this form. Previous to that, it was more of a shamanic kind of medical system. But when people started to really pay attention to living in urban areas, then what happened was it became necessary to seriously pay attention to working with the toxins that they accumulate because they are living in urban areas.
Close from separated from nature.
Yes.
Yes.
And of course, it's not just only the physical toxins, it's the emotional toxins also, because when you're in nature, you are interacting with nature. And when you were in a city, you were interacting with human beings. And so interacting with nature is a much better way to remain calm and emotionally healthy than it is to interact with human beings all day.
I agree. Yes. Thank you very much.
Well.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for this wonderful place. And yes, wonderful.